5 reasons why your married man always breaks his promises. Trust is often perceived as fragile, and once broken, it can be challenging to rebuild. This is especially true when he consistently fails to uphold his promises. Here's an explanation for his behavior. Below are important considerations for those involved in affairs with married men. Are you grappling with the repercussions of your married partner continually breaking his promises? Do you believe he's your soulmate, destined for a lifelong bond, yet struggle to comprehend why he never fulfills his commitments? Why does he profess love on one hand while deceiving you on the other? How can someone who loves you engage in such duplicity? How can you envision a future with someone you cannot trust? I empathize with your situation, having experienced it myself. Looking back, I now understand the dynamics at play. Allow me to shed light on why your married partner consistently fails to keep his promises, empowering you to make informed decisions moving forward. Why your married man breaks promises. 1. He is making promises that he can't keep. The primary reason your married partner consistently fails to fulfill his promises is simply because he commits to things he cannot fulfill. Reflecting on my own experiences, my married partner would often make grand and small promises alike, such as being present for dinner, planning weekend getaways, or even committing to leaving his spouse for me. However, time and again, these promises remained unfulfilled. It became evident that while he may have desired to keep them, he lacked the necessary resolve and capability. For smaller commitments, life's complexities would intervene, rendering them unachievable. As for the significant promise of leaving his wife, I now understand it required an immense amount of courage and determination, qualities he lacked. Despite his awareness of the consequences, financial ruin, limited access to his children, and social repercussions, he continued to pledge to leave his spouse, perhaps hoping for a perfect moment that never arrived. The reality of the situation was stark. He was unwilling or unable to navigate the complexities, leaving me disillusioned and disappointed. 2. You are not his priority. I understand that he reassures you that you're his top priority and that he always prioritizes your feelings, but the truth is, he falls short in practice. While he may wish to prioritize you, the demands of work, family, friends, exercise, and chores inevitably take precedence. None of these obligations are hidden like your relationship is. In my experience, whenever my married partner promised to visit me on weekends but had work commitments, work inevitably won out. It wasn't feasible for him to inform his workplace that he couldn't attend because he had promised to see his lover. Likewise, he couldn't disclose my existence to his family, friends, or anyone else. Consequently, whenever conflicts arose, I was the one who ended up sidelined. In a healthy, transparent relationship where no one is kept secret, partners are openly considered in decision-making processes. A man typically strives to prioritize his wife's happiness because it directly influences his own. Similarly, in a relationship with a girlfriend, plans can be adjusted in her favor when she is openly acknowledged. However, in your situation, you remain a secret. He must conceal your existence from everyone, making it impossible for him to prioritize you, even if he genuinely desires to do so. Unfortunately, this secrecy contributes to his consistent failure to uphold his promises. 3. He knows that you will let him get away with it. So, let's be frank with ourselves, when your married partner repeatedly fails to keep his promises, do you consistently forgive him? I imagine you might feel deeply frustrated and express your discontent. You might even contemplate walking away for good, realizing you can't tolerate the deception any longer. Perhaps you actually do leave, feeling shattered. But do you always return? My guess is that, despite the letdowns, you harbor the belief that he is your soulmate and that once he leaves his wife, he'll cease breaking promises, leading to a blissful future together. And so, you find yourself returning. Considering there are no repercussions for him when he continues to break promises, why would he exert genuine effort to change his behavior? The most empowering choice you could make if your married partner continually breaks promises is to muster the strength to walk away. Walk away until he takes the decisive step of leaving his spouse and demonstrates a willingness to prioritize you. Imagine if you had a boyfriend who habitually broke promises, would you remain, repeatedly forgiving him? I'm inclined to think probably not. If you consistently forgive your partner each time he breaks his promises, regrettably, you contribute as much to your heartache as he does because you endure the pain by staying in the situation. 4. He might just be a liar. It's likely not a shock to consider that your married partner may have a propensity for dishonesty. After all, engaging in infidelity inherently involves deceit, and at this stage, lying may have become a habitual behavior for him. Men who are unfaithful to their spouses often struggle to take accountability for their actions. They may harbor feelings of inadequacy and guilt, leading to the development of toxic behavioral patterns, such as habitual lying. In my own experience with my married partner, initially, he was quite transparent with me. We openly shared our aspirations, struggles, and his discontent, which fostered the growth of our love. However, as our relationship evolved and complexities arose, he began to deviate from his former openness. Aware that he was failing to meet my expectations, he resorted to making promises he couldn't fulfill in an attempt to shield me from disappointment. Despite knowing the harm it caused, he repeatedly engaged in this cycle of dishonesty, fueled by the assurance that I wouldn't leave him regardless. This pattern emerged where he would lie, vow never to repeat it, and I would forgive him, leading to temporary happiness until the cycle repeated itself. Take a moment to reflect on your own relationship. Has it transitioned from one built on honesty to one fraught with deception over time? I suspect it's quite likely. 5. He knows he can't give you what you really want. This is the fundamental reason why your married partner consistently fails to uphold his promises. He understands deep down that he cannot fully provide what you desire, himself. The resulting feelings of inadequacy prompt him to resort to lying and breaking his commitments to you. Despite this, it's important to recognize that your married partner does harbor genuine affection for you. He values your presence in his life because you bring him pleasure, intimacy, and offer an escape from the monotony of his daily existence, even if only temporarily. It's this love that causes him inner conflict. He doesn't wish to deceive you, but feels compelled to do so in order to protect both himself and you from the harsh realities. Thus, the two of you engage in a delicate dance, a semblance of a waltz, as you strive to construct a shared reality where being together is feasible. Yet, this reality is founded upon broken promises and anxiety about the future. Regrettably, affairs like these often reach a breaking point. One party typically realizes that the anguish outweighs the benefits, and more often than not, it's the woman who comes to this realization. In response, men will often resort to any means to persuade their partners to stay, making desperate promises they know they cannot keep, all in a frantic attempt to maintain their presence in their lives. It is so heartbreaking to know that your married man always breaks his promises. I understand that you hold deep feelings for him and genuinely believe in the notion of being soulmates. However, I'm here to convey that such a belief may not align with reality. Your married partner is simply another individual grappling with their own inner turmoil, uncertain of the path forward. In response to this uncertainty, they often opt for the path of least resistance, making promises they ultimately fail to keep. The decision now lies with you. Do you wish to persist on this treadmill of deceit, waiting endlessly for your married partner to leave his wife and commit to you? Will you continue to extend forgiveness in the hope of a change that may never materialize? Can you genuinely maintain love for someone who repeatedly deceives you? Remember, you only have one life to live. Are you truly living it in alignment with your desires? If not, it's within your power to initiate change. You have the strength to do so, I assure you. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comments section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.